Hi guys, Ace back with another video for you, and welcome to another Wargaming Weekly, the weekly show where I bring you all the news, rumours, and anything generally going on in the Wargaming community. So this week I think this will be quite a short video, but it might end up being longer. We'll have to wait and see how we're going to get on. But this week we've got a few bits and pieces to talk about. First of all, I want to mention my sponsor Wargames. Do check them out for all your hobby goodness, particularly the deal of the week. This week is the Battle Force boxes, so you kind of get it started, tight boxes, but they're the bigger extended Christmas versions that GW put out, and now they're brilliant value on their own, but when you take into account the extra 25% that Martin's giving off you as well, they become incredible value. So if you were considering maybe adding to a force you've already got going, or you just want to kind of start from fresh in the new year, then great opportunity to do it now and get your goodness. Of course, we've also got all of the Thousand Sun stuff that is now available, which we'll talk a little bit more in a bit. And also the pre-orders have gone up for the Chaos Space Marine Legions book. For the name is escaping me at the moment, and the Imperial version as well, with all the other goodness in there. So lots of cool stuff that's available at the moment. Rumours, as far as rumours, now obviously rumours are just rumours, so they are just stuff that I've gathered from the web, and I bring to you. I actually don't really have any rumours for you this week, so the main reason is I've been incredibly busy, lots and lots going on, and I haven't really had an opportunity to have a really sort of scale around to see what's around and what's coming through. I mean, we're still expecting a big kit. It's definitely there'll potentially be another Primarch. I don't think we'll see another Primarch before Christmas, but I'd love to be proven wrong. Maybe a Loyalist one next, but we'll wait and see. Gilliman is obviously one of the ones that's rumoured, but there's some also loads of random rumours coming up at all different Primarchs that potentially will be bringing back and coming to this new kind of storyline, or sort of almost 40k end times. So really exciting stuff around the corner, but nothing coming through too cement at the moment, so nothing too concrete, let's say. But if you've heard something that I've missed, and that's a very good chance because I've not really had my ear to the ground this last week, please do put it in the comments below. I know people would love to hear the rumours and things you think are going on. It would be really cool to hear your thoughts, and actually if something comes in there that ends up being the reality, then I'll make sure I give you a shout out if you want one in the next video. So really cool stuff there. So on to tournament news. Now, tournament news pretty quiet. There's a hell of a lot sort of going on the tournament scene, but nothing really new for me to share with you. So getting closer and closer to the Last Chance Open. Ever so excited about that. It's going to be incredible. So many people, YouTube people, but also some really cool people that are coming up to the event. I can't wait. It's going to be so much bigger and better than the last one. I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait. And I suppose I will give you some news. I am going to play in the event. Now, I say I'm going to play in the event, I will be the extra player. So if for whatever reason something happens and somebody falls out last minute, then I will have to drop out, and that's absolutely fine. At the end of the day, it was kind of my event in the first place, and it would be wrong for me to kind of to not be the first person to drop out. So I will drop out if the numbers don't work out, but I'm very much looking forward to actually playing. A lot of people kind of asked me to play last time, but I just wanted to make sure that the tournament was up and running and was working well. Now we're very fortunate at the Lance Chance Open. Got a really great crew of people at Wargames that will make it a success whether I'm in the front line or not. So it gives me that really great opportunity of being able to kind of roll some dice and have some fun with you guys. So I'm absolutely, I cannot wait. It's going to be incredible. We've been working really hard to kind of tweak any little loose ends that were there in the last one, and it's going to be incredible. Even, I mean, this is a pipe dream, and I know that Martin shares it with me. We'd love to kind of get some live streaming in there. That's the kind of pie in the sky. That's what we want. We want to kind of, you know, televise almost some of the games, and that will be our plan. But we will again have to sort of see. That's kind of a real kind of a stretch goal for us. But we know that the food's going to be better. You know, the tables and terrain are going to be amazing. It's just going to be an awesome event. So definitely, if you haven't managed to get your ticket for this one, then keep your eyes peeled, because when the Northwest Open appears, and that won't be long, get your tickets really quick, because we won't be doing a stick your name down and you know, give us some money when you can. It will be literally, you know, you buy your ticket straight on the spot to secure your place. So really exciting stuff there. We're getting closer to the Las Vegas Open. Another really cool event that I'm absolutely cannot wait to go to. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So we'll see what happens there. And also, obviously, we've got No Retreat that I talk about regularly on the channel. That now all the players have been announced. If you're interested who got selected this time, please do go over and check out SM Battle Reports. They've got a list of all the people that are there, and they've got some more incredible names that have signed up for this next event. It's great to see some people there, some people that I've not met before, and it'd be really cool to catch up with. So as always, I know the event will be incredible. It is the #1 retreat, the #1 wargaming holiday you're going to go on. So, you know, definitely one to keep an eye out again in the future if you fancy stretching yourself and trying to get an application in there. And you guys that didn't manage to get through this time, then don't give up, because there's a lot of people that are on the list this time that didn't manage to get in last time, and by applying again they've managed to get in this time. So do not give up, guys. The opportunity's there for you. The guys really want to kind of get as many people to experience the amazing atmosphere that is No Retreat. So do not give up and get back in there, guys. Okay, so that's kind of events. There's lots more going on. The great thing is the event scene seems to be growing and I can see that getting even more so next year. So and particularly with the Age of Sigmar events now starting to roll on, and there's some momentum there. I think 2017 is going to be an incredible year for events. Okie dokie. So I want to talk a little bit about me and about the channel. So we've got some really exciting stuff coming up. We've got some major announcements coming now. Hopefully I'll bring them to you very early on in 2017, but I'll just want to warn you that there's some really cool stuff going on the channel. I'm working very hard to kind of make it even bigger, even better, and bring you more and more content. So yeah, so big things to come. I won't give any more away than that at the moment, but yeah, exciting stuff is just around the corner. And other things on the channel, I've talked about it quite a lot over the last few weeks, both with the Gene Stealer Cult and the Thousand Suns, and I couldn't help it. When I saw those Thousand Suns, I was like, I need to get involved. So I have taken the leap of faith, and even though I've sold my Thousand Suns before, I've decided to have another go with the Thousand Suns, because the story is incredible, and I just couldn't hold back. So I'll show you some little Thousand Sun goodness. Now I'm not going to do any unboxings and things like that, because you've seen them all seen them all out there already. So if you want to see sprues, then you know, chuck in and you'll get to see them. But I'll show you what I've got. So let's start off with one of the main men. So we've got Araman. Now I absolutely love this model. Really cool that it's like standing on the little on his little Zinch disc. I think that's very epic, so looking forward to him. I really enjoyed painting the last model, so that's going to be very cool. We have the Exalted Sorcerers. So again, epically detailed models, really cool, lots of different options there, lots of mutations, just tons and tons of detail. So they're going to be a lot of cool, that doesn't really make much sense, but a lot of fun. I have some dice, some of the Zinch dice. Again, I don't know how much I'll use these. Obviously you've got the ace face dice, you will have seen in many battle reports, but I love the fact that they've actually got the symbols on the right side of things. So they have the 1000 Suns symbol on the 6s and the skulls are 1s, which makes sense. And these were such hot property, I had to try and get myself a set of them, which was not easy. We've got the Rudnick Marines. Now I'm going to talk a bit more about the army in a minute, but basically, so I've got 2 sets of those at the moment. So we've got 2 of them. Yeah, nice to get, 10 Marines in each, which is pretty cool. Again, lovely looking sculpts. I've also got 2 of the Terminators, because again they look really cool. Loving them. We then have the big guy himself, Magnus. I cannot wait to paint this guy. I'm thinking potentially I might paint this and try and see whether I can enter this guy maybe in the no retreat painting competition. Now bearing in mind the painters that paint there are like literally different level. I can only inspire to be half as good as them, but just might be nice to just try and test myself, push myself as far as I can, and maybe get this guy painted. He might be just too big for the bag, to be fair, but we'll see. It's an idea, but I can't wait to paint this guy and get him on the table. He looks wicked, and that's the 1000 Suns I've got so far. So we've got a nice little, obviously it's not really enough for an army, but it's pretty cool. And I did get that all from Wargames. Incredible service. Got them really quickly, which is fantastic. I've also got some other bits and pieces to show you from Wargames in a minute, but I also got this bad boy. So obviously this is a limited edition. This is the limited edition Fenris, whatever it's called. Magnus's Revenge or whatever. We'll probably read it on here. The Wrath of Magnus, yeah. So this is obviously, as I said, the limited edition one, and you get lots of little books. So you get a nice hardback. So let's get it out so you can have a little look at it. So they're all numbered. So there's my number. If you can, you probably can't even see it because it's not going to focus there. But anyway, there's a number there. So I am 436th out of 1250. So as I said, really nice little book. It's like the Book of Magnus, it kind of looks like, which is pretty cool. We've got the story there, which is the Wrath of Magnus, which is a nice hardback story, gold binding. Just looking forward to reading that. I pretty much know what happens, but I want to read it. It's a cool story. So you've got that in there. You've got so one, which is the Sons of Magnus, which is basically all the formations, all to do with the 1000 Suns. And again, I'll talk about that a little bit more in 2 seconds. And then we've got this one here, which is all about the demons. So it gives you all the rules and formations and new sort of demon stuff, which is pretty cool. Not read that too much, and I won't talk about that too much today, because I want to concentrate more on the 1000 Suns stuff. But and then you've got a big old poster, a big sort of galaxy sort of poster of Warzone Fenris, which is pretty cool. I like that. And then in the bottom of the case, that's just fallen out there, one of them, you've got some objective markers and some other little marker bits and pieces there, which is really nice. So they're lovely little markers. The only problem that you've got is that they've got, and they've done this to me before with Tau, is they've got silly symbols. So these are obviously like Zinch runes, but it's no good at all, because yeah, you could learn them from the book, no doubt, but actually that's no good for numbers, because your opponent's not going to know what objective's what. So a little bit of a shame there, but beautiful objectives, really lovely detail in them. You won't be able to see them on camera, but really nice. And then you have in here, You've got all the cars again, lovely little silver, like little gold, whatever it's called, gold leafed sort of sides on them, beautiful. So they've got you've got all the psychic powers there. Really, really, really cool. So got all them to go in there as well. A few more I've missed. Yeah, so I'll put them away. But yeah, really, really lovely looking cards. So it's a nice set. To be fair, it's a bit of a waste of money. That's the reality of it. These are not worth a penny in a couple of months' time when they release something new that invalidates it. And I don't tend to buy them all the time, but I really like the look of it. I liked the fact that it separated the books a little bit, and every now and again I like to treat myself to them because it is nice. There's a nice smell and something nice about having a limited edition book. As I said, it's a massive extravagance and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, but it's nice to do every now and again. So yeah, so there's my Wrath of Magnus limited edition book. So let's pop that to one side and go back to some more toys. So that's the Thousand Suns army. That will be very much coming off the back of, so once I've kind of finished my World Eaters and I've kind of completely got my Skaven ready to run. I mean, you'll see a battle report of that coming up very, very soon. But they're pretty much there, to be fair. I'm not going to have to paint that much to get the Skaven kind of completely finished. They're in a really good place, and I've really, really enjoyed kind of what I've got already. So that's a great thing, because I'm not going to have to spend too much time on the Skaven. Just going to see lots of battle reports, lots of content, and see where we go with that. But so after that, obviously we'll work on the Thousand Suns. I've kind of got a colour scheme in my head to do something a little bit different from what you see on the box art, but hopefully still unmistakably Thousand Suns. And then the last, well, not the last, but the next project is these guys. So I'll talk about it a bit in the last video, I believe, but really exciting stuff. I've decided to take the leap. I've just really enjoy the way I think these guys are going to play. It's going to be very, very different. It's going to test my tactical knowledge, which is going to be interesting. And yeah, really cool looking army. It'll give me an option of an ally for my Tyranids, but I think they'll be really cool in their own right. And actually, if I just then decide I want to kind of move sort of right towards Astra Militarum, I can do that as well. Maybe chuck in a knight. I think there's quite a lot of potential for these guys to be actually a top tier army. I think there's a lot of potential there. So far what we've got is I've got two of the neophyte boxes. I've also got another box of the Death Watch Overkill, so I've got another load of cult from there. I've ordered some more as well, and then we've got, I'm not going to show every single one because they're all the same. I've got 4 of these Goliaths. So I'm sure you're thinking these are never going to get on the table. Well, yes they will, because I have decided to enroll the help of some friends. So I want to kind of give a bit of a shout out, because a few people have kind of really jumped in where I've needed them here. So big thanks to Aaron from Shamrock Painting, I believe his studio is called. I will put a link down below. He painted my hundreds and hundreds of Furies before, and he's volunteered to paint up a load of my little guys. So he's going to paint up all of the Aberranths and the Acolytes and the Metamorphs and the Neophytes. He's going to paint all the little guys, and the great thing with Aaron is he's incredibly affordable, and he paints to a really nice standard, and he'll turn things around really quickly. So thank you very much, Aaron. You've kind of come in my sort of moment of need. So he's going to paint a load of them up for me. I also have to say a big thanks to Paul Tonks from Inside Out Terrain. Paul, another incredible artist, great commission painter, again incredible prices, really worth checking him out, and I will put a link down below. Paul's a bit chocker at the moment, but there's a good chance that Paul might paint some more of the little guys for me potentially after Christmas. We'll see how we go there. But thank you, Paul, as I said, really helpful, volunteered his support to the project, which is awesome. I also want to have a thank you to Moggy's Miniatures. Again, I don't think he's going to help with this project because he's just a little bit bowled over at the moment, but again really helpful, and wanted to support the project and kind of help paint some stuff for me, but reality is he's just a bit chocker at the moment. So on to my last big shout out, and this is a big shout out to the guys at Ravensblade. Got to remember the name, Ravensblade Painting. Again, incredible. They've done some work for the geeks, so 40k geeks, geeks 40k. I always get that round the wrong way. But I've seen the work that they've done for Rich there, and it was first class. So I got in touch and I was like, right, I need some stuff done. Can you do something for me? And the guy was right back to me. So he was like, at a flat, yep, I want to help out. I'm going to help you out. So and incredible artist, great studio. So definitely check them out, and he will be painting me 4 of these Goliaths, stroke, whatever they're called, rock crushers or stone grinders or whatever. So incredible stuff there. So all in all, we should have this Genestealer cult army on the table relatively quickly. Which is going to be great, so you'll be able to see, hopefully in a not too near distant future, if that makes sense, you'll be able to see the cult in action too. So if that isn't exciting, then I don't know what it is, because I cannot wait to get these guys out there on the table. So yeah, so thank you again to Wargames. Thanks Martin for kind of coming up with the goods. He's an amazing sponsor and a great store, so do check out Wargames. I can't recommend them highly enough. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on the channel. I want to talk very briefly, and I'm just appreciate that I'm starting to kind of witter a little bit, and probably most of you have turned off, but if you're still interested, I do want to talk a little bit about the Thousand Suns. Just because I think you're probably interested in how these guys are going to kind of shake up the scene. And the reality is, I actually don't think they will. So I don't think they're going to shake up the scene very much at all. Now, that's not quite the same for Magnus, because Magnus can be taken as a formation in himself. So he is just a formation. You can just take Magnus, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so if I dig out, where is it? In here. So in the Sons of Magnus, at the back, when you look at the kind of the formations, so one of the formations, one of the command formations, yeah, so one of the command formations is the Lord of the Legion, and that is one of the following: Magnus the Red, Ahriman, Demon Prince, or a Exalted Sorcerer. So you can take those guys just as a formation in themselves, and actually I think you will see a lot of Magnus, because he is an absolute incredible unit. The guy is immense and he will wreck face massively, but I think you'll see him more potentially in more of a demon army than you will see him in a Chaos Space Marine army, I think, at the moment. Because demons, he gives you loads of warp charge, he generates it really well, he's very aggressive unit and extremely resilient with loads of wounds and a great stat line. He's 650 points, so he's expensive, and that's where comes the problem. So the problem is, this 1000 Suns army is extremely expensive from a points wise. It just adds up incredibly quickly. So I haven't at the moment come up with a list that I like. Now it'll only be a matter of time, and I'll get there. But at the moment, just because a lot of their core troops are really expensive, and I do not want to be taking the Zangors. I'm not interested in these guys, even though they might be okay. They don't really do anything for me. I want Rubric Marines, and I want the Ascarab Terminators. If you read Thousand Sons, the Horus Heresy novel, and you know Thousand Sons from, you just want these guys in your army because they're incredibly epic. And I also want the Exalted Sorcerers, because the Exalted Sorcerers, again, they look so damn cool. So I want to get them in the army. I want Araman in the army, and as you can imagine, those units are really expensive. So at the moment I can't come up with anything. I particularly can't come up with anything with Magnus in the same army as Thousand Sons, because he just sucks up all the points. So we'll see what happens. I will come up with something and I will keep you guys in the loop. But this looks like potentially this might just be an army that potentially I have to take at a higher points level, and will be more of a fluffy type army that that I'll still enjoy playing, but might not fit in with any kind of competition format just because of the price of the troops. And I do not want to play these guys with cultists. That's why I got rid of the last army, and I'm not going to do it again. But I just end up playing with cultists and helldrakes or whatever it is. So we'll see what we come up with. If you've kind of found a way of cracking this and you know how to do it, without just taking pink horrors and whatever, how do you actually do a Thousand Sons army? I'd be really interested to know. I'm looking at it, and I think that there's some value in just loads of sorcerers, because there's an opportunity to take loads of sorcerers, and you can just take the basic sorcerers that are 60 points each and flood the board with basic sorcerers. But even with that, the Thousand Sun core units still rack up points really, really quickly. And how are you going to crack mechanised stuff, because there's not so many options in there for that. So that's food for thought, definitely something to think about, but exciting stuff, and definitely something that I'm going to do anyway. I don't care, it's going to happen. So yeah, so really, really cool, really, really excited stuff. Cannot wait to kind of get all this stuff on the board and to show you. So I'm just going to have a look now to see whether I had any questions from last week and see whether we got anything to answer. Okay, so I didn't really get many questions, but we'll kind of there's a couple of questions on there that I will answer. So Nick Idic Bear, now please do jump over to Idic Bear, and I know you probably already do anyway, but Nick is just approaching 5,500 subscribers, and I would absolutely love him to hit that figure by the end of the year. He should do it anyway, but guys, come on, he's done some big favours for me in the past, and I'd love it if you would just jump over and give him a sub. Whether you tell him I've sent you or not, I don't really care. I would love for him to get over that point. So please do jump over and give him a sub. It's extremely, extremely well deserved. There is nobody out there that does more for our community than Nick. So do go over and give him a sub if you're not already subbed. Just please do it. So Nick was asking whether there was if there's any Space Wolf rules in this new supplement, and the answer is no. So there's no Space Wolf in there. Who wants Space Wolf rules? Scum. That's right, I'm coming for you, Nick. New Year. Don't know about New Year challenge. You're going to get New Year, you're going to get World Eaters cutting your face up in the New Year, Nick. So you just wait, it's coming, it's coming. It can only be put off for so long before the World Eaters come and kick your ass. That's right, you've heard it here, guys. So exciting stuff. The other question that I've got is, and I can't remember who answered it, let me just give you a name check. Matty Morgan. So yeah, thanks for asking a question, Matty. So basically, he asks about how much does it cost to go to No Retreat. He's congratulated me for getting my place, so thank you very much for that. And just intrigued on how much it is. Now, actually, it's very reasonable. You might think, oh, I've got to go, right over to Gibraltar, and it's expensive. It's actually not. It's obviously going to vary depending on the time of the year, but actually you know, if you get your ticket, you know, a couple of months in advance, which is generally when you're going to be accepted, if you're lucky enough to get accepted, you'll probably find you can get a flight, you know, for under £100 both ways. That's kind of how much it costs. So no really more expensive than getting a train sort of up north or you know, or down south, depending on where you are. Once you're there, drinks are incredibly cheap. It's a tax haven, so you know that your drinks and even your food is very reasonable over there. Very reasonable and very nice. Food is great. And as for accommodation, the prices for the retreat, so you actually stay at the retreat, are again really reasonable. I've not stayed there. I'm very fortunate to have a friend that lives very close by in Gibraltar who I stay with, but talking to the other guys that have stayed up there, not once but a couple of times, they can't fault the accommodation. It's really good, and you know, I think I'll be staying in it this time, so yes, I'm looking forward to that. So it's not that expensive. So actually, you know, if you're kind of put off by applying because you think it's expensive, take that away, because I mean, particularly, you know, if you go to like a London tournament, so the London GT, which is an awesome tournament, when you've got to stay in London and you've got to pay drinks prices for London and food prices for London, actually it's probably a more expensive tournament. So the No Retreat tournament is not expensive. The ticket is good value for money for what you get. I mean, the guys are probably out of pocket on most of the tickets they sell, because you get loads and loads of goodies. You get like an event t-shirt, you get, you know, they give you some dice, some all sorts of cool gear. So it's actually incredibly good value and it's not that expensive. So yeah, don't let that put you off. But anyway guys, I think that is about it. I think this has actually been a really long video, so apologies if I've bored you, but hopefully that stuff's really interesting, and hopefully I'll have a bit more kind of, maybe a bit more news rather than just such a natter last time as much as this time. But thanks for watching guys. Please do like, comment and subscribe. It means an awful lot, and until the next video, thanks for watching. Bye for now.